Recording now. So I guess 3, 2, 1, snap. 3, 2. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Multiverse Podcast. Anime Edition! Kawaii! This is the lamest thing I've ever done. I fucking hate myself for it. But it's everything I hate about nerd culture. But that's just me, Jay, who's hosting for this episode, and that is Chandler. And today we're going to talk about Demon Slayer, aka Kimetsu no Yaiba. What does it even translate to? It could be anything. But if you're a true nerd, you don't do the research. Or if you're one of those douchey ones, you only speak in the Japanese name titles, and you get upset with people and correct them with saying that it's something else. Like, oh, no, I like Demon Slayer. Oh, you mean Kimetsu no Yaiba? Fuck you. I feel, isn't that a song in something? I remember, damn it, that's gonna fucking bother me. I could have sworn there was like a cartoon or something like that was like, let's be pedantic. Let's be pedantic. It might be. I have no idea. Fuck. Whatever. This is my curse to bear now. And if you're listening and you figure it out, let me know. I'll give you a kiss on the cheek. But like the face cheek, not the butt cheek. Yeah, right? I mean, I know 2020, but like, I'll stick with stay in my lane as far as what I'm comfortable with. So, Demon Slayer. We're only going to be talking about what has come out for the anime, things that are going to come out for the anime. We are not going to discuss the manga for the most part. There's almost no difference between the two, which is primarily what's so great about it. It's not up to date with the manga because the manga is complete right now. In my opinion, I think it's probably going to be around 3 seasons of 24 episodes each, if I had to guess. And if they even wanted to just do 2 different movies, if they did a second movie, that would probably cut things down a lot. But from my opinion, I think that's going to be probably 24, 48, 72 episodes total with the one movie. It's adapting directly from the manga. It's called The Dream Train. Something along those lines. It's going to be completely canon. It's going to leave a great cliffhanger. It's going to be awesome. It should be coming out this season or next. You haven't seen the trailer for it yet? Yeah, they had a new trailer that's officially come out. It looks really... The animation looks great. It just side stuff, yeah. Like all those Naruto movies where it's just like, hey, want to see him do another cool thing? Want to see him do his, what is it, Rasengan a third time when he didn't think he had the strength to do it a second? Like, yeah, I do want to see that. My Hero movie was fun. As long as they don't do the live action Attack on Titan, I think we'll be good. Did you see any of that? It was bad. It was imagine just giant naked men that are running after people. Like they're not even trying to make them look like monsters. They just straight up giant naked men. Yeah. Imagine. Yeah. It was dumb as shit, and they like added new characters. There was some chick that was like, Aaron, I want to become a mother so that way I don't have to fight anymore. And she got like naked for a second, and then she got eaten by a titan, and it was just like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Yeah. Then I saw the second one. That was even worse. They made two live action Attack on Titan movies, right? But that's for a topic for a different time. So, Kimetsu no Yaiba or Demon Slayer, whichever you want to go with, is such a cool series. It's action comedy. Yeah, right. Like they definitely set the tone for what the series is, which is very serious at first, and like the story itself is very dark at its core, but they're able to lighten it up with like the campy comedy and stuff like that. Especially with like the sword master guy that makes his sword, the blacksmith. Yeah, we're gonna fuck these names up and just describe the characters a lot. Yeah, Google that shit. We're not doing it for you. But that's a fun character. I think it's Zenetsu. He's a fun character, Lightning Bro. Yeah, we should do that. All right, so the story is primarily about dude goes on a trip, leaves his family, tries to sell coal because that's what his family does. Comes back, everyone's dead. Finds out he goes through the corpses, kind of sees that his sister's still alive. So he tries to run to town and uh, save his sister, but she turns into a demon, and someone shows up to try and kill her, but he's trying to protect her, and it's a story primarily where he joins these demon slayers so that way he can try and find a cure for his sister so long as she doesn't eat any people. Yep, she will no longer be human. Yeah, yeah, UFO Table did an amazing job on the animation for this. They did Fate Zero, Card no Kyokai, or Garden of Sinners. They've done a whole bunch of things that. They did God Eater too, but that didn't look as good to me because they tried to experiment more with cell shading more and 3D animation, and it just didn't work right. But they definitely nailed it on this series. Right. And I think it works better too for the series where it's a lot more like uh what's the proper term? Like flat colors opposed to high detail, so it's very vibrant sections of things. So it stands out for the shading opposed to like trying to blend things together. So yeah, they don't do side mouth too often either. You know what I'm talking about with that, right? Yeah. Like side mouth is hilarious. I love watching in this is off topic for a second, but I love watching in series like that are are lower budget and you just see the moment where like they met their cap and they just start looking worse and worse as the series goes on. There was some like fairy tale series where like girls got the powers of different fairy tale stories like Cinderella and shit like that. Uh, from books that they read, and the animation got so bad by episode 3. It was awesome. I'll try and find it. It was like last season, I think, or 2 seasons ago. I'll find it for you. I'll post it to our, I don't know what we have anymore. Facebook, I guess. Group chat. So that's the initial part of the story. So the main character, uh, his name is Tanjiro, and his sister's name is Nezuko. Nezuko is the sweetest, most perfect sister character out of any series because she fits every bill that you could want. She becomes a chibi because of demon stuff. Uh, she becomes a grown ass, beautiful adult character. And she just is pure as fuck the whole time. It's super cute. Like, there's a scene where there's a demon boy that doesn't like her, and she, because of like hypnotic therapy or something like that, that Iroku Daki did to her, who's Tanjiro's teacher. Uh, he's like, she's so ugly. I don't like that girl whatsoever. And Nezuko just like looks at him and puts her hand on his head, just like pat pat, because she just sees him as a regular human boy. So as long as you're a good human boy, Nezuko will be nice to you. So Tanjiro learns swordsmanship from a dude named Rokudaki, who wears a Oni mask that is red with a long nose. And he learns the water breath, right? Yeah. Well, it's basically when it comes to water, it's because of the sword technique. Because all of those breath styles all focus on like increasing blood flow, so you get like a big burst of energy or strength as you're fighting demons and stuff like that. So you're able to cut off their heads. Because the only ways that you can kill demons are cutting off their heads or sunlight. That's not taught in the mainstream though. You can poison them for sure. There's like what, demons can kill demons too. Only what's his name though? Yeah, fucking Michael Jackson, the smooth criminal. But like they consistently change his design, which is fun. Because he's Michael Jackson in one scene, being like, "Oh, I'm just your average dad hanging out with his daughter," and then the like couple time or when next time you see him, he's a like beautiful maiden wearing a kimono, just like angry as fuck. Yeah. No, you can call him the King of Demons. That'd be fair to say. Yeah, cause and like it's very much so in the sense with this is a spoiler, I guess. The It's very much so like vampires, where you have to kill the vampire that turned the person into a vampire so that they can turn him back. The theory in the show is that if you kill this guy, then you'll turn her back, so long as she doesn't eat people. Uh, but they introduce a lot of really fun characters. It hits pretty hard by episode 3 when he's doing the training montage against the boy with the scar on his face. And like I didn't notice it at first, but when I was talking to my buddy Pete, he was like, "Man, that episode hit hard." I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, like the ropes and little talismans, white talismans hanging off them are synonymous for like spirits and stuff like that. So like they were dead the whole time. I was like, no, I figured that out. Right, I didn't get it at first either. And the episode itself ends with him going into the mountain to train or get accepted into the demon corps. And it seems like only the people that were able to master breath techniques were the ones that are able to actually be demon hunters. Oh yeah. But it was cool as heck with that one demon that they had with the like million arms coming out. Right. He still sees them as like they were people at one point and they're just forced into this life. And it's a lot of the time it's like you're just a know nothing like who cares character. You're a throwaway character. Who gives a shit? But it does stick with a common theme in the show where it's like, okay, first he beats a regular demon. Okay, then he beats a demon that has blood art power. Or no, then he beats a body modified demon. Then he beats one with blood art. Then he beats one that has modified and blood art. And he's just yeah. It was just one of those things where it's like, okay, I can see where this is going. Like it's just a super fun ride regardless though too. But the design for the multi-armed demon was really cool, and the fact that he is compassionate for them is interesting because it allows them to open up and give background information on the demons that he defeats for the most part. Right. And they have like a peaceful death more so. And it's no longer than like 5 to 10 minutes for each one too. I think they went excessive on the one that they do the season finale for, or season finale fight. But I mean that was a big character for that moment, the Spider Boy, which I thought there were a Spider Girl, but I couldn't tell because I read it in the manga first. But I got to like episode 4 or 5 in the show. I was just like, I'm not fucking patient enough, and just started reading the manga. Yeah, it happens. And then I was week to week after like 2 or 3 days. Just power read. Uh, so who is I don't know. Should we just keep describing the show and just keep going in the plot, or should we talk about like our favorite characters and whatnot? More and more difficult. He seems weak as heck, but like he's powerful as hell. Yeah, he uses the lightning breath. Yep, Inosuke. They make for a really fun group, and like Inosuke is constantly trying to like compete with Tanjiro, but Tanjiro's just way too nice. Like, ha ha ha! I stole your food. Oh, if you're hungry, then eat some more. Ah, why are you so nice? And like the headbutt, but like it. The fun thing with Inosuke too is that like he constantly wears a boar's head as a mask, and it's to hide the fact that he has such a beautiful face, just ripped, chiseled body, uh, flexible as hell, but just so beautiful. Something along those lines, yeah. And like, what was it? Oh, my name's Tanjiro. It's written as such and such. My name's Inosuke, and it's written on my underwear. Like I was born in the like I was raised in the woods. I don't have family. I was raised by the mountains. So those are three of the three of the five people that passed the exam. There's also the Scarface dude, who you only see like a couple of times. Yeah, yeah. And then the quiet girl that likes butterflies. It's dark as fuck. Just like, oh yeah, I'll only speak if like this coin flip says yes or no. Mm-hmm. Even the outfits. Mm-hmm. Well, they have several Hashiras that are seemingly like moderately normal. You know what I mean? Like the Flame Hashira seems like just a cool guy that's just super eccentric about killing demons. Uh, then the Water one, I forget his name, but like he's just emo boy. He's Sasuke. Uh, the Love Hashira is just like in love with everyone, but she's not like a dickhead about it. Like there are some Hashira that are just straight up like, no, fuck you, and then others that are just like, yeah, let's go with the flow. I love the flamboyant one. Yeah, he's flamboyantly flamboyant. He wants to kill people or kill demons in a flamboyant way, like a man. He's a mm-hmm. Right. One of the things I don't get is if she has access to all this poison and whatnot, then why don't they use it more widespread? Like I've got the secret to killing demons, but you'll never get it. No, I didn't mean give it out to the masses that way, but if you gave it out to like the more minor members that were getting their asses handed to them by regular demons, then it might give them a more of a like advancement. Yeah, just overthinking it, I guess. Shucks. But what else is there? Well, the fight scenes themselves are extremely well done. Like the fight it with the Spider Boy is so beautiful. With the just uh, just changing with the spider webs or The when he starts using the, was it the sun breath technique or something like that? Sun god. Uh, and it just, his flames or his sword technique goes from blue to the like bright fiery red. It looks so good. And they showed Nezuko's blood technique too. Yeah, the first one that they show is one that pretty much just hides in shadows, and he's got three of himself for some reason. That was a weird one. That one, they didn't explain that one too much. Yeah, like, I'm a throwaway character. I'm gone in a chapter. Uh, Voice acting's great. It looks beautiful. Soundtrack's real awesome. Mm-hmm. Like they're just starting to get Western civilization adapted into their culture for the most part. Right. Right. And like I said with the cable cars, this next, the movie that's going to be coming out is called like the Dream Train, so it's taking place on a train, which is going to be, oh man, it'd be so great if they did that. uh, that's everything though. Watch, favorite character, probably Inosuke. Like Tanjiro's super sweet, but Inosuke is a lot of fun. I think he has a lot of character development as the series goes on, outside of just like, I want to be stronger than you. He has actual emotional growth, and like uh you can see he's starting to build attachments to the other characters, which is really nice. Whereas like uh Zenitsu is more just like, hey man, I really want to fuck your sister. And Tanjiro's just like, hey, she's her own person. You can't decide whatever. But okay, have fun. But yeah, I'll go Inosuke for what's released in for the anime so far. How about you? Oh yeah, the crows and the little like the, yeah. Yep. It's just like, go on the mission. But I don't wanna. He'll just be talking to the sparrow and just be like, but it's too bad you don't understand a single thing I'm saying. And the sparrow will just get pissed off and start pecking at him. And Tanjiro will just speak to the sparrow, no problem. And he's just like, you can understand it? Just like, yeah, why, you can't? Then the crow talks and he's just like, what the fuck is with the crow talking? He's either cruising at 10 or like jumping to 100. Whereas Inosuke is kind of the same way too, where it's like, I'm challenging you, ha 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 ha, or I'm analyzing you. I'm gonna be the strongest. Oh wait, I can't be the strongest if they're the strongest. I'll just beat them up. That'll make me the strongest. Yeah. I think he develops a lot. It's a good time. Like, part of me wants to say Tanjiro is favorite as well, but like, I'm just gonna veer from main character for this instance, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of neat stuff. I'll stick with Nezuko's best little sister. Yeah. Well, what's cool about the series too is that it got best anime of the decade on Funimation. Yeah, that was before the series was even over. Right. See, I would argue Fate Zero is a better series. I mean, say right. It's the same art studio, so the quality is pretty similar. I just think that in my opinion, Fate Zero is structured better. But I mean, this is one of those things too, where it's like, okay, we're voting on what's the best anime current, like in the past decade. What about this one that's just coming out now, that's fresh in our heads? What has our attention? But maybe I'm just being salty. Who knows? Uh, all right. What have you? What other questions can we have? Funimation, Crunchyroll, Hulu, some of the illegal websites that you can watch anime on, but I can't. Yep. I didn't say go to kissanime.ru. No. You can't find every single anime that you've ever thought of on that website. It, yeah, you can't just watch it on your PlayStation web browser. Weird. Who would suggest that? So what have you been watching? What have you been reading? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. Sounds pretty fun. I I've been just getting into the Duncan Trussell podcast lately. The family, I think it's called Family Hour podcast, something like that. Uh, uh well, it's primarily like he'll have deep philosophical conversations with other individuals, whether they be comedians or like people in professional trades that like he talks to Damien Eccles for an episode, who's the one of the dudes that was committed in the West Memphis 3 murder case that was falsely put in jail for 20 plus years for a murder he did not commit. And now he is a huge practitioner of like magic and has written a book on it. Magic that exists within our plane of existence, where it's like if you're willing it into this world hard enough that it will come to be true. Yeah, like chaos magic, western magic, stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. He also had I got into him because of He has a show on Netflix called The Midnight Gospel Hour, where it's all this trippy animation that was done by Pendleton Ward, where they took, I think, like 6 or 8 episodes of his podcast and then put animation to it. And it's really cool. One of the things he talked about, too, on another podcast is like, Pendleton Ward was like thinking ahead of time, and people are going to want to cosplay this character, so we had to give him something that was convenient for their stuff. So we just gave him a little bag that he constantly carries around to make it easier for cosplays to have stuff. It's like, that's so nice. It's so thoughtful of the creator. So I've been super into that. The season of anime is just finishing. I watched a series called The Eighth Son, Are You Kidding Me? Where it's a dude that gets reborn into a anime magic world. Surprise plot. He's the 8th son of a rich noble family, so that means he's going to get jack shit in the future. Spoiler, he can use magic, which is one of the most important things in their world. And he becomes like a huge big shot by the end of the series just because he can use magic and whatnot, and usurps his family's like authority. Yeah. And then there's one called like Princess Reconnect, where again someone is born into a world he doesn't know. He's you know when you're playing a video game and they have like just one word responses? He does that. The main character does that. So I'd be like, how are you? And he'd just be like, give a thumbs up. It's actually pretty wholesome. He's a fun main character, whereas like, I don't know, I think it's more fun when they have him like the video games, like Persona. When the Persona 4 anime came out, he only responded in ways that you could respond in the game. Which if you haven't seen the Persona 4 anime, it's a good time. Yeah, they'll just put ... above his head. It'll just be straight up one of the selections that you can make when picking like your response to them. It's a real fun time. Yeah. It's a little rougher. I don't know. I think Persona 4 is probably the most fun of any of the games. Persona 5 is probably the most balanced. And then Persona 3 is just like, it's a lot of fun. It's super. So here's the thing. Persona 3 is super grimdark. So like, even the tones of everything that's going on are just like, oh, people are dying. Whereas Persona 4 is just like, hi, yippee skippity, someone's dead. Yippity skippity. And then Persona 5 is just like, let's solve mysteries. It's a sexy heist with alternate versions of ourselves. It's a good time. Aside from that, I'm keeping up to date with the Haikyuu manga. That's a fun time. It's still going. I can't believe it's still going. Oh no, I really want it to keep going. Yes. I'll have it for us by our next episode. But man. Did you get into Haikyuu? So, do you mind if I just say a spoiler? Okay, so where I'm at in the manga currently, they're out of high school, and it's what's going on in their lives after. So now they have all the like big shot heavy hitters on teams playing against each other, so it's like an all-star from the anime. And it's so fucking fun and cool. If you want to watch Haikyuu, it's on Netflix, it's on Hulu, it's on all the sites. It might be on kissanime.ru. I don't know. But, alright. So that's the episode. Don't forget to smash that like. Give us a subscribe. Give us 5 stars on whatever platform we're on, whatever you're listening to us on, if you are listening to us on. And with that, enjoy your issues.